Oh, hi, and welcome. Today is March the 12th, 2020. Yes, it's 2020. And we are officially kicking off Artist Baker's YouTube channel. So, what better way to kick off the channel than to introduce you to myself and who I am and what Artist Baker is all about? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. I promise to keep all these videos under 5 minutes. I don't want them to be extremely lengthy, but we're going to talk about various subjects each time I post a video. So I'm just want to formally introduce myself, and let's get this thing started and talk about Artist Baker. So yes, I am Terrence Baker, and I've been around for a little bit. I am married. I have two boys. I've been in the military, and I'm in Florida. Okay, and as you know, I love to draw. I've been drawing for quite a while, pretty much since I can pick up a pencil. I don't know, I think I started trying to actually draw figures at age 4 or 5 or something like that. And it just pretty much lasted forever, no matter where I'm at. Even during my my youth growing up, I was recognized sometimes. The earliest memory that I can recall is probably 4th or 5th grade. I won a first place in an art contest at the elementary school that we had at some mall or something. I wish I could find that picture. It's around somewhere in the world, and that was one of the first recognitions I can remember. So I pretty much enjoy drawing. It comes kind of easy to me. I'm totally self-taught. The fact that my father was an artist is probably a great contributing factor to that. You know, he's a natural artist, so I kind of pretty much inherited his skills and his abilities and picked up his talents. And so, I've won a few awards here and there. I did the elementary school thing. In middle school, those murals were good that I did in the cafeteria. Art teachers, some other folks said, "Hey, can you draw a big scene for us?" And it'll go with this theme for this project that the school's doing. So I did that. In high school, again, drawing a big mural. I think the mural was about maybe 7 or 8 feet, and they hung it up, two of them up in the lunchroom cafeteria of some of the school football players. And I'd also draw like the school calendar. Like they would put out a monthly newspaper for the high school, and they would ask me to do some artwork in there. So I was happy to do all that stuff. That made me feel really proud and exciting. After graduating high school, I would draw for a local paper in the hometown. I did that for a summer. That was really, really nice. I can't remember if they paid me or not, but it doesn't matter. I enjoyed doing it. So I hung out for a little while here, and then I went into the military. And I did my time in the military. Even during my military service, I would still be drawing. Yeah, like to deployments and stuff like that. On deployments at night in the tent, I had a little Steino pad. I'm going to show you some of that today. And along some other things I've did. So I don't want this video to ramp on about a lot of things I have done, but I just want you to understand that I'm passionate about drawing, and I have been recognized here and there sometimes, which is very a good I don't know, kudos, I guess you can say. All right, so let's go on and get started. I want to show you some stuff, okay? Okay, so what you have here, these are some of the earlier works that I actually kept throughout the years, all right? Now, again, these guys are I've kept them in 3-ring binders. That's what this is. So, one of the first characters and the groups that I created was the Ultra 4, and that's with Captain Defender and all of his friends. Now, this first book I did actually here on deployment, and this was Inner Exodus, which is her. So you got Captain Defender, and her name was Dino Girl at the time, but I changed it to Ultra at later. And you can see it's just on regular Steino pad notebook paper. That's all it is, Am I saying it right? Steno, whatever it is. And I started coloring this issue with just regular old colored pencils, all right? So this is the introduction of Exodus. And I did that in, 91, I believe. In a 10 at night. All right, so moving along. 92 is the Ultra 4 second edition. Now, I actually created these characters in the 7th grade, okay? But I kept drawing them all throughout, the younger years. And again, this is just regular old copy paper and a regular old ink pen. That's what this is. But I created my own universe and own stories. And I just kept them, I never tried to expose them to the world or publish earlier, but I did later on, obviously. And this is some of the older work. So you can see how that stuff used to look there. Alright. Alright, let's go on to Ultra 4 Survival. Alright. Let me see if I can slide over here for you. And I don't remember the date on this one, but what I would do is try to put the date on most of them. And here we go right there. This one was done 1994. So this is the Ultra 4 in Survival. But later on, you know, I changed the names from Ultra 4 to the Ultras. So as any comic book person would do, I would always try to introduce the characters and talk about their powers and what they can do and so forth and blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm not going to show you every page here, but I just wanted you to get a feel of, you know, pretty much how long I've been drawing and how I've been doing it, because I'm very passionate about it. So I would make my own characters, my own stories, my own universe, and I just kept it going. All right, so that's some of the earlier stuff. Now, I'm going to show you some more post-millennium stuff next, okay? Okay, so what you can see right now is I still keep those three-wing binders in one of the closets here. And these are some of the more important or some of the more relative books for me, because these are the ones I did when I was younger. And as far as I'm concerned, you know, these things are treasure and gold. And Ultra 4 was my group. So let's go over to number 6 and have a look at that one, okay? Okay, so this is issue number 6. This is called Ultra 4 War, the Reign of the Fearsome Females. And again, this was before I knew how to use Photoshop or any of those other clip art studios. This is back in like early 2000s, and I just did this with like PowerPoint as far as the covers and stuff. Alright, so let's have a look at this guy on the inside, okay? Ultra 4 War. There's my introduction to the comics and my little introduction to what's going on there. And written, illustrated, and designed by Terrence Baker, 2007. Alright, this is an earlier one. No, actually, okay, that was when that cover was done, but the actual book, I did this in December 2004. Can you guys see that? December 04. Yep, that's when I first did that. So here's a look at the the fearsome females, just more characters I created. And again, all this is done just on regular copy paper. All right, this was Ultra 4 number 6, done in 2004. The war begins, so you can see the characters are interacting and battling downtown Atlanta. And in this one, I actually tried to do a little something by doing an Ultra 4 Q&A. So a lot of people were starting to actually read my stories locally, you know, before I even published the stuff, and they started asking questions, so I tried to answer them there. All right. So as you can see, over time, somebody that's passionate about something, they get better. So the art improves. The line art got better. My stories really were telling their own, because I was really good at just creating, you know, characters and stories and stuff like that. And I was pretty proud of them. And there you go. There's Exodus again. And in PowerPoint, I did another little small bio for her. I did it for each one of the characters in this book. And, you know, there's Captain Defender. He was the main one. That was my man. Created him in the 7th grade. And, you know, so they battle and stuff. And I think it looks really, really good. For somebody who just did this with just pen and a ruler sometimes to draw the straight lines like the buildings and stuff. In 2004, I think that was really cool, man. Really cool. I really like it. Okay? Trying to keep this so you guys can see it. Alright, so I'm not going to show you everything in the book, but I wanted you to get a feel of how passionate I was about drawing. Alright, so here's some panels that I really like and enjoyed too, because I tried to make the characters, you know, realistic and the problems they would experience in a reality. And I think I did pretty good. Okay? Alright, so let's move along to the other stuff. Okay, so moving right along, you're looking at a small part of the man cave here on Baker Studios and Beauty by Baker. So what I did after I met my homie, James Bethel, I got the Baker Comics copyrighted, A&B Brothers. And there's our registration there through Washington. So I'm just showing you one little small area here. You can see I'm an avid reader. I've been reading the comics for years, okay? I like collecting my little, you know, items here and stuff like that. And I want to show you a few things. Oh, by the way, that's me right there as John Stewart. I had a 3D figure made. There's Captain Defender. This is done by Rex Barger. And there's Pink Hammer, also done by Rex Barger. So I got to get him to make some more figures. Always been a big Hulk fan. And I like drones and stuff like that. So, getting back to the comics, because that's what this issue is. Why I like to draw. You can see a lot of references and a lot of things I enjoyed. getting back to the independent comics. Now, in here are Baker's titles, and these are a lot of the books that I sell at the comics and some collaborations I've done. So I want to show you a few of these real quick, okay? I won't go over everything, but today is just kind of give you an introduction. And I'm moving around with this camera, so kind of forgive me if I bump something. So with Alex Fernandez, we got the Body Jumpers. That's issue number 3. I've done some collab with them. This is Pencil Man with Anthony. Deetra, my wife, has her own magazine cosplay. We're going to work on issue 2. What these are the actual, these aren't the comics that are printed. These are the ones I got printed at FedEx. Because every time I get a book printed, I would go to FedEx and print it, and to see how it would look. A preview book, that's what it is, okay? Wind and the Wolf, one of my earlier collabs with Winston Jordan. And, wow, this is great. I haven't seen this in a long time. It was a great book. And this goes back as early as 214, 215, okay? Invasion and Wanted. All right, so let's go to some more recent stuff. And this is not all of them. This is just some of the ones I got on top of that bookshelf. Okay, and again, a lot of this stuff, I've done appearances at a few places. So Barnes & Noble, thanks to Mr. Hankerson, manager there. And I've had a chance to show some of the creativity and stuff like that. All right, let's keep going. And so, I've made appearances here and there at Coliseum of Comics, different comic book shops in the mall. The convention started, okay? So let's look at one of the books, or one of the boxes that houses the books. And just to show you a little bit of some of the things that I sell at conventions. We're going to get into ICC on the next video. All right, so these are some of the collabs I've done and some of the books I've done myself. And I've got like maybe 3 or 4 boxes. I order all of my books from Sublime. Shout out to Indie Planet. Because when you order in bulk, you get a discount. So I've been sticking with them forever. And I love Indie Planet. Alright, so now I'm going to show you some of the interior of the more recent work. Okay, so now we're going to look at some of the interiors. Again, collaboration is a huge part of working with people in comics, and I totally enjoy doing it. So let's have a look. Now, the first one, I did this maybe a year ago. This is with Michael Armstrong. He's the creator and writer of this issue. Dark World. He's from Shinobi Comics. So I did the artwork, the first story here for him. Let's have a look. Alright, I won't show you everything, but just some of it so you can see. Michael's a great colorist, creator, and writer, and I did the artwork for this first story. It's pretty dark, it's pretty graphic, so that's hence the name Dark World. But Mike's a great guy, and I enjoyed doing this book. It was really, really cool, okay? And he's doing fantastic. Alright, so that's one book. Alright, let's look at another one. Okay, and without a doubt, we absolutely have to give a shout out to Padrito Productions. That's Mr. Alex Fernandez, okay? Body Jumpers. He's the creator, film producer, and writer himself. This is issue number 2 of Invasion. And I won't show you all of it, but I'll show you some of it. Okay, so in here you can see this has been a lot of collaboration because the short story was done by Michael Armstrong. The pinup was done by Alicia Walter, okay? So let's look at some of the pages here. Now this was done, this is 2020, so this was done probably 2 years ago, 2018 I believe. And the artwork looks great. I did the lettering on this also. Michael colored it, and he did, he's a wonderful colorist. I really hope you can see this because I think there's a backlight shining from the ceiling. So let's go ahead and move the book like that. Maybe that's better? Yeah, I think that's better. Alright, so you got the main hero here, Shara and Commander Vula, right? Coming to the Earth, taking over. And he's a bad boy, okay? Alright, so this is a very good book. This is part 2 of the issue, and there's Pink Hammer. I'll talk about her in another video. And Nexus, okay? Body Jumpers. Alright, so, the invasion is really coming to full, and you got all the good guys down here. You got Seraphim, Nova, Nexus, Pink Hammer, and Lord Primus. Wow, they're getting ready to take them on, man. Alright, so Nexus changes into her armor. I think that's really, really cool. So I've got all the original line work to this too, and that's what's really cool about original art. It's something that a lot of people love looking at, and I definitely think that's something that's going to be worth doing original. And we do digital as well, but we'll talk about digital in another video. One thing about Mr. Fernandez, he allows me to introduce some of my other characters in his story. So this is the old man who is working with Pink Hammer, and his origin is actually in Pink Hammer #3, which is coming out soon. Shiera, she is bad, boy. She's ready for Vulak. She's ready for him. All right? And obviously, you know, I don't want to give away the whole book, so I won't show all panels. But this is one I'm particularly proud of. I really like the way this panel came out, you know, and this is a great series, great book. All right, so make sure you check it out. Body Jumpers Invasion, available on both Indie Planet and on Amazon. All right, and finally coming up to the last preview book I want to show you today. This is the most recent publication. This is by the B Brothers Comics, logo done by Mr. Tim Improving Harris. All right, so Steel Jaguar, created by my brother, James Bethel. This first issue here, Hunting Grounds. I did the interior, and I did the lettering as well. Colors were done by Mr. Michael Armstrong. The cover, fantastic cover here, is done by Mr. John Jones. He is one of the most fabulous 3D rendering artists I know of. All right, this book has actually been rated PG-13 because of the more graphic content. All right, let's get to it. So I won't show you all pages, but just some. Okay, so that's my B brother there, James Bethel. He actually had his character Steel Jaguar rendered into a 3D artist too. All right. So we're gonna go into a few of the pages. Note the first panel was done by Optographics in Philippines, but they didn't finish, so Terrence Baker finished the book. All right. We are gonna go into some of it, but not all of it. All right, so Steel Jaguar. I won't give away the story because he's not my character, but you can see he's fighting the bad guys in the beginning of the issue, and it gets pretty intense. Okay. And the battle continues, and they do a lot of great fighting in this book. So I'm proud of it because it's telling a story while they're doing fighting. So it's something you got to check out. But I think it's a really, really cool book, man. Okay, so last panel I'm going to show you here is Steel Jaguar is coming up to the bad guys, and he is wow. He is radical. He is not holding back on this issue. I'm very proud of this book for numerous reasons because James hired me. He commissioned me, I believe, early January to get this book done. And I got to tell you, with 22 pages, I finished this book in record time. Record time. The line art was done in, I want to say, 30 days or less. Now, add to the factor that Michael Armstrong colored this shortly afterwards. I mean, he was coloring them the same time I would post send him the TIF files, he'd get it colored. And we got this book done in no more than, I want to say, 32 days. And that's actually incredible for independent artists because we all know it takes indies months to get books out. So they've already come up with story #2, and they're getting that one written. James coming up with the script. So we'll be working on that as soon as I'm done with Pink Hammer issue #3. Okay? So I just showed you a sample of some of the books that I've done, starting from the 90s to some of them post New Millennium. And you might ask, well, why are you showing all this stuff? And then the reason is because this is the first video. There's a point to it. All right, there is a point, and I wanted to show you some of the rewards that your passion, and when people see it and they recognize it, you know what can happen from that. So this is Spacey Awards 2018. And it says Best Indie Comic Artist. And how proud am I of that? Extremely proud. So hopefully you guys can see that. Okay. So that was in 2018. And Space Coast is a huge convention in Cocoa, Florida. Ran by Mr. Jake Estrada and David Grace. And a whole slew of artists, cosplayers, guest celebrities, people go there. So this was very, very, very nice to receive. I'm very proud of that. That was 2018. Let me show you something else. This is 2019. So yeah, just so you know, there's not one. I'm showing you there's two of them, all right? So 2018, 2019. Let's see what 2019 says. Spacey Awards 2019, Best Indie Interior Artist. There you go. And can you guys see that? I think you can. This was last year. I didn't know I was getting this. I did, you know, I know they hold the polls, they conduct the polls and everything, people vote. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that voted because this is tremendous. To me, this is huge. This is huge, you know, for a guy who's just passionate about this and just loves to do it. And then to receive these on top of it, that's amazing. I've worked in numerous collaborations. I've gotten commissions for doing this stuff, and this is something that I really love doing. My hope is that one day that I'll be able to open my own shop. My ultimate goal is to open my own shop, or to be with myself and my B brother, James Bethel, and we can just have our indie books and other things in there, maybe some other vendors and whatnot, and just get it running. That's my dream. Okay. Are we closer to that than we are today than we are 5 years ago? Yes, we are. I'm not quite there yet. In the meantime, I'll keep supporting everyone. The ending grind is something that I definitely am a strong believer in. So if you are passionate about something and you like doing it, keep doing it. Don't give up. All right. So that's it for video number 1. Artist Baker wanted to thank you all for the support. Thank you, and keep watching, and we're going to bring you a lot more exciting stuff in the future. Okay? All right. Peace out.